the local station. News 4 Jax starts now.
1 month after the El Faro cargo ship sank with 33 people on board, the NTSB now believes they found its wreckage.
And this ship has a very unusual, distinguishable profile, so I feel pretty confident they found the right ship.
Now the NTSB and the U.S. Navy working with Mother Nature to get closer to the ship, looking for more answers for the victims' families.
There's a lot of questions being asked, but no one is receiving the answer, you know?
It's been 1 month since the El Faro sunk in the Atlantic Ocean. Last night, the National Transportation Safety Board announced it may have found the wreckage. Officials have been using sophisticated sonar equipment to scan the bottom of the ocean. Officials say it looks as if the ship is in an upright position and in one piece. We're covering the major developments from all angles tonight. We begin with Channel 4's Heather Lee. She spoke with a professor at Jacksonville University who specializes in marine science. Heather, what's he saying about the possibility of getting down to the wreckage?
Well, he does believe that that's going to be a difficult task. It's about 15,000 feet under the ocean, which is almost 3 miles. It's a very long distance. Now, Dr. Jeremy Stalker says they will most likely send an ROV, a remotely operated vehicle, down to the wreckage, but he says it will take that ROV about 3 hours to get down there. He says the entire process has most likely been very tedious. NTSB says it used sonar to find what looks to be the wreckage. The professor says search crews had an idea where the ship would be, but he says even still the ocean is very big and they didn't know for certain where it was, which is why he is surprised they were able to find it as quickly as they did.
It's remarkable how quickly they may have found something, and it speaks to the skill of the people who were searching for this. It's a long, tedious job dragging the sonar behind the boat very slowly, and then looking for ping-back images of something that looks like the ship. So it's remarkable in some ways how far we've come that we can look on the bottom of the ocean so well. So I guess in some ways it's good because it might bring some closure to the families. It might bring some closure to what happened in this incident. Where so many times a ship disappears, we may never see a trace of it again, and we can only speculate about what happened.
Now, the professor says the slower you drag that sonar, the better images you're going to get. Now, I spoke with him for quite some time, and I'm going to have much more on the process of going down and actually getting that ship coming up tonight at 10. For now, we're live. Heather Lee, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Heather. Some family members of those aboard El Faro are speaking to News 4 Jax tonight, expressing their relief that the ship may have finally been found and what their hope is now. Channel 4's Ashley Harding joins us live with their reaction. Ashley.
Yes, Ethan, we talked to Frank Ham's daughter this evening, and she says the last time she saw her dad was the night before El Faro shipped out. She says they got together for a family dinner, and she says she is thankful to finally hear some news.
I was happy, you know. That's a good thing to hear.
It's a small glimmer of hope for Destiny Sparrow, but still she waits for news about her father, Frank Ham. He was one of the mariners aboard the El Faro when it sank.
I have my days when I cry. I just have to be strong because I don't want to cry in front of my daughter. I tried to explain to her, your granddad went to go see Jesus in heaven. And
Sparrow admits the days are hard, and as crews begin the process of trying to identify the wreckage found, Sparrow hopes officials will find the data recorder. That way, she and her loved ones can know for sure exactly what happened to El Faro.
The last conversations and all that was what being said, because there's a lot of questions being asked, but no one is receiving the answer, you know.
Talking to family members of others aboard the ship at times is too emotional. Instead, Sparrow monitors the latest updates through social media. And she remembers her father, Frank Ham, as a family man above all. And she cherishes the good times they shared together as a family.
Every year, we would do a family vacation. It's not 1 year he would take us to, Disney World, because, my daughter is 5. And they're close, so he'd do Disney World, Wild Adventures, stuff like that. We would just travel.
And Destiny Sparrow says she is taking things day by day, and we are continuing to follow this story on El Faro. We'll keep you up to date on all the latest developments. For now, we are live. I'm Ashley Harding, Channel 4, the local station.
And although many families are hoping the Navy can raise the ship and bring their loved ones to shore, neither seem like a possibility at this point. Maritime expert Rod Sullivan stopped by the morning show today. He expects every family to eventually file a claim in a lawsuit against Tote Maritime, the company that owned El Faro.
They're going to argue that it was all the captain's fault, that they did absolutely nothing wrong. They sent a seaworthy vessel out to sea with an experienced captain, and the captain made all the mistakes that caused the ship.
Tote Maritime has filed a federal complaint to limit its liability. The company is offering to put more than $15 million into a fund. That money could be distributed to anyone who has a claim from the loss of the ship. Federal maritime law allows this limitation of liability, but the dollar amount set by the court could be different. Court documents show El Faro had more than $2 million worth of freight on the ship. Tote Maritime also wants all claims to be brought in Jacksonville. Stay with News 4 Jax for the latest into the investigation on the wreck of El Faro. The NTSB says they are starting today working to confirm if the wreckage found is in fact that of the El Faro. Look for updates when we're not on air on news4jax.com. Covering Baker County tonight, a semi hits and kills a woman walking on Interstate 10. It happened around 11:15 last night. According to the Florida Highway Patrol, 21-year-old Brianna Lorimore was walking in the road when she was hit and killed by a tractor trailer. Lorimore died at the scene. FHP does not know why she was walking along the interstate. Covering the campaign trail in election 2016, Jeb Bush will be the second presidential candidate to stop here in Jacksonville. He's coming to town tomorrow. The former governor will attend a town hall at Cayman Aerospace on Whitaker Road. It'll begin at 4 p.m. Bush's Jacksonville visit comes more than a week after Donald Trump stopped by the River City. We spoke with News 4 Jax political analyst Jennifer Carroll about the spotlight Florida is getting, having presidential candidates coming through the state.
Well, you can't have a governor that, as a two-term governor, being upstaged by somebody that's never held office in the state. So particularly from the last debate where Jeb Bush didn't fare too well, he now has to come out and sort of reinvent himself or recreate himself in the public eye, that he's his own person. He's not getting told what to do by the campaign, and he's truly a passionate person that wants to have this job.
News 4 Jax will be there tomorrow covering Bush's town hall at Cayman Aerospace. What happened in a Russian jet crash that killed 224 people on board? That's what investigators and families want to know, why officials say it broke in midair, and what we're learning about the pilot just moments before the airliner went missing. Plus, a shark attacks a woman at a Central Florida beach today, the latest on her condition and what officials are now saying. Next.